You know what? I don't care what people say. I still don't trust Alex. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to WeSibs West Coast East Coast Siblings, where we break down your favorite movies and TV shows. Guys, tonight we're talking Snowpiercer Episode 3 on TNT. This is going to be your reaction and biggest takeaways. We're also teaming up with the Lotta Quente Ledger, which is our sister channel. Zach from The Basement with Zach. He's going to be doing more theories. Okay, so be sure to check that out as well. Links will be down below. Let's get into it. Before we do, hit the subscribe button, click the bell so you don't miss. We're covering this entire series. Let's get into it. All right, so let's get into this episode. It mainly does deal with Melanie and Alex and their road to recovery as far as their relationship. Now, I'm not saying that Alex doesn't want to have a good relationship with her mother. I'm not even saying she's not on the fence. What I'm saying is that either way, I don't trust her. I don't trust her in one of those critical situations. We even saw, and people who disagree with me will be like, oh, but in this episode, Alex was crying a tear over her mother, and that's when Wilfred was like, that's the last tear I'll accept. And she's like, that's the last one you'll get. And the biggest thing that contradicts the tear that Alex shed for her mother is the fact that when Mel was leaving and she said, I love you, there was no I love you back. So if you want to say that the tear was significant, the I love you was also significant, or lack thereof. So the show is really making her stance ambiguous, and that's why I don't trust it. Now, regardless of her stance, sicko Wilfred, he's probably creating a contingency plan as we speak, well, not literally, to plan for a possible betrayal by Alex. We know that his main concern during this episode was to get Melanie off the train. He's got two problems: Andre Layton, and Melanie. And so he's able to get rid of one fairly easily. I think even if she had stayed on the train, and I said this in previous episodes, he wouldn't have had a problem dealing with her because she was part of the system that oppressed the tailies for so long. And everybody else worships Wilfred, so he wouldn't have had a problem dealing with her. But he does have a problem with Andre Layton, who leads the tailies and probably convinced many of the upper class tradespeople to join his side against Wilfred. For several episodes now, the message has been clear. Wilfred wants Andre dead. He wants to get him in a situation alone so that he can kill him. And I think now with Melanie gone, that's just one less person who can watch Layton's back, who can get access to those, upper train areas and be with him in those moments. Not that she could really do too much if Wilfred decides to use military force, but still I think she would have more bargaining power than Andre does, because Andre is a tailie and a lower class citizen, as where Melanie, she's got Alex, she's got political pull with people like Ruth, especially now at the end of the episode where she entrusts her daughter to Ruth, saying, I'd like to know that there's somebody taking care of her. Now she says, which is always a tongue twister, she'd be happy to know that it was her. Where did this relationship come from between Melanie and Ruth? I didn't know that they were friends at all. They seem to have quite a bit of animosity towards each other, in fact, if I remember correctly. Now, of course, let's talk about the big plot piece that sets a lot of this action into motion, which is the train basically needs to get around a curve, and they have to decrease speed in order to get around there without flying off the tracks. So Snowpiercer doesn't have enough juice to make the trip, and Snowpiercer needs a whole lot of parts, and they were actually bargaining with Big Alice. We'll give you food, you give us supplies. Now, Andre Layton does something really clever. He says this within earshot of all of Wilfred's people. We'll give you food, we'll help you with food, just give us supplies. And so I think the only reason Wilfred semi-agreed or said he would consider it is because those people would be suffering. Wilfred enjoys fancy, delicious food all the time anyway, and I think that when push comes to shove, he will sacrifice even his own people. He doesn't care if they're eating nice. He had no problem with them starving before. He's not going to have a problem with that going forward. We also got some more information about Icy Bob. He definitely seems to be an important character as they keep going back to him. Wilfred is putting him through even more intense tests, lower temperatures for longer durations, and who knows what kind of Frankenstein they're going to make. I mean, he's already able to withstand sub-zero temperatures, and he's super big, super strong. He's probably a pretty good enforcer already for Wilfred's plans, but he just keeps pushing it, and who knows? I mean, obviously he's not going to die. He's going to end up being some kind of final boss, some kind of big boss at the end of the season or midway through. But definitely let's keep an eye on him, and let me know what your predictions are for Icy Bob. What a name. down in the comments below. And then some minor things. We caught up with Bestill, who's the detective, and she was talking to Lights, I think the character's name is, the one who got her fingers chopped off, so she's always making the Wilford sign. The Tailies are facing a class war. Definitely. They've always been oppressed and they've always been looked down upon. But I think what the big threat is now is that people who are on Snowpiercer will start to join with Wilford and the other higher class people to go against the Tailies. And so they're seeing a little bit of that persecution or a little bit of that scrutiny from upper trained people already. So guys, those were the biggest takeaways from the episode. I do not trust Alex. It's too soon to call. I know she's done some things that make her seem like she's coming around, but it's too early. And she's also done some things that make me really not trust her. So let me know what your predictions and thoughts are on Alex. And also, guys, we have 2 videos for every episode that comes out, so go check out Zach from The Basement with Zach. Link will be down below. Again, he's going to give you more theories. Maybe he'll go more in depth about Alex and her future on the show. So, guys, be sure to like the video if you're liking the video. That really helps out the channel and helps grow the community. Also, subscribe and click the bell so you don't have to search around on YouTube for the videos when they come out. Thank you guys, as always, for watching, and I will see you in the next one.